I'm Eda Gecikmez. I'm from Istanbul. I'm working there. And I'm a visual artist. And I have studio in Istanbul. And I continue my work there.
My name is Seher Uysal. I'm an academic and a visual artist. I am an unemployed academic because I love saying that. And I've studied social sciences and mass communications before, and then I changed my field of study and started studying arts. Last year, finally, I got my PhD degree and found myself in Tranås in the last month.
I am Eda Emirdağ. I am from Turkey, also Istanbul. I am a photographer and I want to make some video and collage art, and I tried in Tranås this work.
My name is Gözde Robin. I'm a cultural manager and a painter. I live half of the year in France and half of the year almost in Turkey. So I'm involved in different biennials. Besides this, I am also acting as an artist, and mostly my subjects is if there's a political issues that I would like to address, I try to do it by the projects that I involved or by my artworks. So,
my name is Gökçe Sandal. I'm from Istanbul. I'm based in Istanbul, and I just graduated studying literature, and now I'm writing stuff, and here I'm also trying out some visual art, and I'm also interested in art from a more academic point of view as well.
So when I first came here, actually it was a little hard for me because, you know, it's totally a different geography, nature, and it is really good, but the first time it is really for me challengeable because I came here from 20 million population city and to come small village Tranås, and this first I crashed the wall like that, and I started to listen myself deeply, and because even I could listen my heartbeats. It's so silence here, and what I miss actually. So, well, it's a kind of personal experience, this. But later, of course, I'm a creative person and I try to do some things.
So, basically, I'm not a craftsman, not an artisan. I just work with the materials that are familiar to me, which are newspaper clippings, fabric, pen and paper, typical, and what else? I don't know. Typical materials.
First of all, I didn't thought very much about Tranås because I am searching in internet. I searched in internet, and yes, I know this is a small town, but I can meet some local people.
To be in Tranås and in this residency program, it's really, I feel like it's a very fortunate chance for me to make our living or my living as an artist. It's really difficult. That's why I'm a cultural manager, also involving the artistic project as a coordinator. But it's really difficult to have this time period to just to paint and to refresh and to listen yourself and to to be yourself.
Just I want to stay myself and think about my work, and I want to take some inspiration from Sweden.
This residency is about the woman artist, emerging artist, and the creative activism. So we are here 5 women from Turkey. So our works are mostly related with immigrations or feminism or this kind of political issues.
This residency is part of the Swedish Institute's funding project. So here we work on human rights, but more specifically on women rights and the rights of the minorities. And since now it's more about refugees, that is the hot topic in the world. Lots of lots of us are doing work on refugees and how they cross Turkey to enter into EU, and some of us are also working with women's rights and women's situation in general in the world.
Last month in Tranås, I finished two of my earlier works that I've started doing in Istanbul, and then later I did another two in the workshop in Kraftverket. So these two works were about, one of them was about the police brutality and journalism in Turkey, and it was called Journo, and it basically showed scenes of police brutality and the murders of those journalists.
Compare the time perspective that we have in Istanbul, it's much longer here. So I painted maybe 4 paintings in 1 week. Normally I could do this in Istanbul maybe in 4 months. So in this respect, it's really, here we could kind of express our already collected or oppressed feelings in a much more easy way.
I try to understand about the city, how the daily life, because my inspiration, even in Istanbul, always comes from daily life. So when I observed the city Tranås, I saw in many shops these postcards, because at that time was Halloween and Christmas coming and birthdays and about Sweden, about Tranås, Småland, So I created some postcards. I called it alternative postcards from Turkey. I chose some images from news, social media, and I created these postcards for Tranås city.
I did one work, a memory with flowers, just one collage art, and I want to reflect some image to her face, and this is about loss, fears, hope, and I want to attention to other people, in Swedish people. I want to, because in Istanbul 20 million people living there, and 2 million refugees people live with us, and I want to show their feelings because they are need to help. Yes,
We've been here for almost a month now, and I think everyone's experience is different. Some of us were like kind of bored here because it was like all of us live in Istanbul in Turkey, and it's a huge city. So for some of us it was a relief after that almost chaotic everyday life in Istanbul, and for some of us it was too still here and too dull, because it's a big difference coming from that city to here. But for me, if I'm to speak for myself, it was a nice experience because I was feeling for a long time that I needed to like calm down and like just do maybe nothing for a while, because sometimes I think I needed to just relax.
So the other one was called Swept Away, and it was about the refugee issue that we live with in Istanbul. Now it feels like they've been ignored, really. So it's such a human tragedy that I feel I am somehow affected by it. And I've seen those beautiful, gorgeous, bright-colored leaves on the streets in Tranås, and I collected them and copied those images of the refugees on those leaves, and I just left them on that corner. And I don't know what will happen to those leaves after that, and they will probably get dried up and decompose.
It's been really good. The group, I didn't know any of them before, and I met them here, and they're all great people. I'm glad that I met them.